In 2021, the statue of Manuel de Borba in São Paulo was set ablaze. It was a physical clash over deeply uncomfortable history. Borba was a bandeirante, a mixed heritage explorer, or Mameluco. Men like him mapped the interior of Brazil and uncovered 800 tons of gold. That wealth, often smuggled past tax collectors inside hollow wooden saints, ultimately rebuilt the city of Lisbon after the 1755 earthquake. But the Bandeirantes' ledger contains a dark column. Their expeditions systematically raided indigenous Guarani missions, resulting in the mass enslavement of thousands of people. Public debate today often presents a binary choice. We are told to either glorify flawed men with monuments or erase them entirely with bonfires. There is a third option: the full ledger. Maintaining the record requires holding the brilliance of discovery and the brutality of conquest on the exact same page. Civilization survives through people caught between opposing forces, bicultural individuals navigating hostile environments to transmit knowledge. Fernão Diaz died in the wilderness in 1681, clutching green stones he believed were emeralds. We now know those stones were tourmaline. To reach these stones, the Bandeirantes had to move beyond Portuguese, adopting Tupi and Guarani languages to navigate the interior. While the gem's naming was wrong, this cultural shift was the necessary infrastructure for discovery. It proves that bicultural adaptation holds immense value, even when its artifacts are misjudged. This same dynamic fueled the European Renaissance. In 12th century Spain, a massive transfer of knowledge occurred through the Toledo translations. The method relied on a living chain. A Mozarab scholar read Arabic texts aloud, translating into the Romance vernacular, while a Latin scribe recorded it. Works of Aristotle returned to Europe strictly through these human bridges, rather than mere dictionaries. The survival of knowledge depends on individuals willing to straddle two entirely different worlds. This raises a question of scale. Why do some societies leave behind a living culture, while others leave only silent ruins? This seal shows the script of the Indus Valley. The civilization's record died with its readers, leaving behind a writing system no one can decode. This is the Rosetta Stone. For 1,400 years, Egyptian hieroglyphs were unreadable, waiting until this slab provided the parallel Greek text needed to decipher them. This Mesopotamian tablet shows that physical endurance of a medium is useless if it has lost its readers. When the reading chain breaks, a civilization becomes an archaeological cycle. A culture ceases to exist the moment its readership is broken. China avoided this fate, initially buying time with geography. The Gobi Desert and western mountain ranges shielded the early dynasties from external threats, but geography ultimately failed. Nomadic armies, including the Mongols and the Manchus, breached the borders and conquered China outright. The institutional defense was the imperial examination system, forcing millions to master ancient cultural codes for political power. To rule, conquering armies had to keep the system running, converting every destroyer into the next custodian of the record. Mountains might guard a civilization's physical borders, but an institutional ledger guards its soul. The distinction between a dead culture and a living civilization is an unbroken chain of readership. To maintain that chain, we must look clearly at our own history. We must acknowledge the brutality of the mission raids alongside the bravery of the Emerald Hunter, and credit the bicultural translators who handed the West its renaissance. We do not need to worship our history, nor do we need to burn it. We only need the courage to record the whole line, ensuring the human record survives the people who wrote it.